What up, world? Savage Rich coming right back at you. According to reports, young Scooter, the Black Migo general himself, died in Atlanta on his 39th birthday. And look, first off, rest in peace to young Scooter. My condolences go out to his family, his loved ones, and to everybody that's been riding with him since Street Lottery. But now let's get into the story. The Fulton County medical examiner confirmed his death. He was transported to Grady Trauma Center, but they haven't released an official cause of death yet. They're saying that the autopsy is still pending. But here's where everything gets strange. Atlanta police said they responded to a 911 call. The call was over a dispute with a weapon, and allegedly shots were fired. They claim a female was dragged back into the house. One male came back in. The other, supposedly Scooter, jumped 2 fences to escape. And get this, they say he injured his leg on a fence and died. Are we talking about a scratch or a major tear? They're saying officers rendered aid, but what does that mean? Did he bleed out? Did he hit a major artery? How does a man go from hopping fences to dead on arrival from a leg wound? I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that sounds suspect. It feels like they're giving us the bare minimum, the official story that checks a box but doesn't really explain anything. Let's check out a video on a report about what happened to young Scooter.
I'm Jennifer Bellamy. We are following breaking news right now in the city of Atlanta, where just minutes ago, Atlanta police held a news conference about the death of a 39-year-old man, Kenneth Bailey, also known as rapper Young Scooter. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn is live for us tonight right outside of Atlanta Police Headquarters. Cody, you just stepped out of that briefing from police. A lot going on tonight. What have you learned?
Well, Jennifer, the main thing we want to set straight here, the lieutenant over homicide with Atlanta police saying they did not, in fact, shoot young Scooter. They say there were no shots fired during this ordeal tonight on William Nye Drive. I believe we have a live look at that scene right now. What Atlanta police say did happen this evening is that they were responding to a call from a home there on William Nye Drive involving a disturbance with weapons. As officers got on scene, they got reports that there was a woman involved in this, possibly shots fired, and that she was taken back into the home. However, at this hour, they cannot find that woman. What they did find in the home were 2 male suspects. One of those males returned from the home after running away. That second suspect never returned, and we're told as he was making his way from that home, he actually jumped 2 fences. It was during one of those jumps he landed and somehow broke a leg. Some were hearing initial reports it was a femur. Again, we don't know the details of exactly the injuries, but tonight the medical examiner says a cause and manner of death have not been confirmed. But again, this is now confirmed to be Bailey, a based rapper here in Atlanta known as Young Scooter. While there are reports coming in from across the country tonight that Atlanta police shot this rapper, they say that is in fact not true, and the GBI has been requested to that scene that you're looking at, William Nye Drive, to give a third-party investigation. But again, to walk you through, there's a lot of confusion tonight with this story. APD responded to that home involving a weapons dispute. At some point, they got a report shots were fired, and again, a woman might have been taken in the home. When officers got there, they did not find that. They say those 2 men ran from the home. One returned to that house. The other one, who was Young Scooter, again, jumped 2 fences, and during that run over those fences, he fell, and what we heard originally was fractured or broke his femur. He was rushed to Grady, where he died there in the ER. So again, a lot to still uncover on this situation, but Atlanta police wanted to make it very clear tonight. They are saying their officers did not fire a weapon, and that Young Scooter died as he was fleeing from that scene on William Nye Drive. Of course, for his family, a heartbreaking situation and a very active investigation going on out there, not only with Atlanta police, but also with the Georgia Bureau of Investigations. They will do an independent investigation and release those findings in the coming weeks or months. But Jennifer, a busy night in Atlanta. And of course, this news hitting the industry, music industry very hard as news is spreading across the country about Young Scooter's death reportedly on his 39th birthday.
The first being from the 200 block of William Nye Drive. In Zone 3, officers responded to a dispute with a weapon. It was advised in the call remarks that shots were fired and a female was dragged back into the location. Once officers arrived, they knocked on the door. A male opened the door and immediately shut the door on the officers. The officers then established a perimeter. During the process of establishing the perimeter, 2 males fled out of the rear of the house. 1 male returned back into the house. The other male jumped 2 fences as he was fleeing. When officers located him on the other side of the fence, he appeared to have suffered an injury to his leg. Officers rendered aid, and he was transported to Grady Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. That male is going to be a 39-year-old male out of Atlanta. Just to be very clear, the injury that was sustained was not via the officers on scene. It was when the male was fleeing.
All right, you see what the news is reporting, and we have to look at the timing of this whole thing. This happened on his birthday. There's a 911 call, shots fired. A woman gets dragged back into the house, but then the narrative quickly switches to he ran, got cut by a fence, and he died. It feels like a quick switch up, a redirection, a way to close the case before it's even open. Here's what we do know about the Atlanta police. They do not always play straight. There's a history here of explanations that do not always live up to reality. So when somebody with a name, with a history, ends up dead in these circumstances, you got to ask, what really happened? Could there have been a struggle? Could force have been used that wasn't reported? Could there be footage that is not going to see the light of day? And why is it always under investigation until people forget? And look, I'm not here to come up with no conspiracy theories, but I am here to ask questions because this story is not making sense. We done seen this too many times. So until the autopsy comes out, until the body cam footage drops, until the full report is released, something don't feel right. And I'm not buying this clean version that they're selling right now. Young Scooter deserves the truth. His family deserves transparency. And the culture deserves to know what really happened to one of its own. But that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe. Establish Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.